Yes. Um, Number four, dependence relationship between cognitive mind and rational mind, according to Islamic teaching, according to the Quran and Sunnah. We will take this example to understand this meaning. Yes, today, from our reality, let us suppose that your soul wanted to get something wrong according to Allah teaching. Um, we explained before that what is the difference between the certain desire and instinct desire. So when your soul tends to something wrong, means to certain desire. Yes. Then reflection, meditation will occur between your soul and cognitive mind. Okay. If you have or if you reach the rational mind and have it subconscious according to Allah teaching, firstly the rational mind will stop the reflection by sending remembrance message to your cognitive mind. Remembrance message, what does that mean? That means um, let we get some examples, such as here rational mind will send this message: do you forget what Allah gave you for free? Another message: are you happy with what happened to child in our Muslim countries, in Palestine today, and so on? Okay, so firstly, rational mind will stop the reflection between soul. uh, yes, to be honest or to be clearly, stop not the reflection, stop the bad reflection. Yes, and then rational mind will replace it with the positive one, such as remembrance message. He will rational mind, the rational or whom rational mind will send it. Could we have child there? How could we help them? What should we do to get Allah's support, and so on? So the question is, do you use any muscle in your body in this process or procedure? The answer is no. It just something regarding instinct program between soul, brain, and heart. We called it an instinct program, if it is possible, so to say. We called it as cognitive and mind and rational mind. Yes. Now we understand the dependence relationship between cognitive mind and rational mind, and how rational mind get control or get cognitive mind in his control. So now, to understand verses in the Quran, we should know the difference between the cognitive and guidance. We explain, we have already explained the cognitive and um, what is the difference between cognitive mind and rational mind. Yes, but in general, cognitive or cognition in Arabic language, if we identify it, we can identify it as reaching the purpose whom it designed for. The purpose whom something designed for. How could you reach the purpose? Maybe emotionally or emotionally, maybe reasonably, so maybe you will recognize sensible thing, something you can touch or see by your sense, or intelligible thing, something you can recognize when you think or analyze, or something you can recognize a reasonable thing by understanding emotional one which has the same quality or state. We called it similes or parables. And examples: Allah will bring you back to life. This is, we called it as intelligible thing. Allah said about that, but now you couldn't see it because it will be in the judgment day. Okay, but he yes, he said the example or the parable so you can understand it and measure it. If you compare between them, Allah said as he revives and get back to life the land after it died, you can recognize reasonable thing bringing you back to the life by your cognitive mind when you see the similars or the similar one, such as revive plant, or revive the land, or revive the earth by your eye. So you can recognize the reasonable thing by understanding emotional one which has the same quality or state. Cognitive or cognition consists of two parts: partial cognitive or cognition and overall cognition. Partial cognition based on materialism and conjecture. Overall cognition based on certain and realism. Now we understand the cognition and the part of cognition. Now we will identify guidance. Guidance in the Arabic language is to know, recognize the path of your target and to reach it. So to know the path first and get plan and to reach your target reality. So guidance two parts has two parts, knowing and reality. Knowing you know, yes, no, you have to know your target, the path to reach it, and then you will get a plan to reach it, and the final you will reach the target. Example here. We will take this example. Uncle Samer house. Uncle Samer house placed on the end of the forest. You know the path because your father described it for you and you trust your father. And so you know or you knew the path in your brain from someone you trust, such as your father, and we call that partial cognition, because you know the plan, but until now you hadn't reached the house. You hadn't reached Uncle Samer house. So may you fall down in the river or in the river. Have you arrived it? When you reach it, arrive the house and check Uncle Samer house or Uncle Samer hand. Now we called it as overall cognition. When you touch it, reach it, and we called it as guidance, following guidance, because you follow the path and reach it. Okay, we called, when you know the plan, you know the sign, we called it indication guidance, identified as when you know the path, the sign to the path, the sign of the path. Yes, but when you follow the path and reach your target, then we called it as following guidance. Listen, we will not disagree about the terms. It's most important to know the meaning of term. So you can call that as you know. It's up to you. It's your choice to choose the terms you want. Yes. So in a brief, now we have two guidance as we have two cognition parts. The first guidance, we called it as indication, and the second guidance, we called it as following. Indication, when you know the truth, whom your brain recognize, such as the evidence, argument, partial, we called it partial cognition. Okay. The second guidance, we called it as following guidance, or firm belief to be follow. What does that mean? Listen, and how could we identify it? It's most important to understand the verses. When Allah open your heart to truth or to trust him first, and then to believe the truth certainly, to touch the truth by your heart, to feel like relaxing, and then when he inspires your organs following his path, we call it firm belief to be followed, and means overall cognition. Listen, this guidance needs angel inspiration. It is grace from Allah. You could gain it by yourself. Never, never, never. You have to get Allah's support to get this guidance. But how? When you ask Allah to give you that. When you ask Allah honestly to give you that. Okay, so in brief, indication means partial cognition take place where is the take place in your cognitive mind, where in your brain. Following guidance, second part of guidance means overall cognition. Where is it take place? Take place in the rational mind. Where is the rational mind? In your heart. So now